Welcome back, folks. This is my series Let's Play of Empyrean Galactic Survival. In the previous episode, we built our little POS here, this hover vessel. She's ugly. I'm not much of a builder, but in this playthrough, I've decided I do not want to rely on blueprints from the factory, because you don't get better at building things if you don't try. So, in practice, I've picked up everything I owned from this wreckage. Everything is in the constructor here, which you can just reach. I have an armor locker here. We are now the proud owners of a light armor. And we can start, well, you know, helps if I turn on the auxiliary. We can start really playing a lot differently now that we're not confined to this wreckage and on foot. So what I want to do this episode is do some exploring around. I would really like to find the Talon village. First would be much better. I've seen Talon around here, so I know the village is probably, you know, out around here somewhere. You know, kind of about twice the diameter we already have uncovered. So what I'm going to do is take a cut here. I'm going to fly around. I'm in a hover vessel. I'm going to do some searching around, and I will bring you guys back when I either find that Talon village or, you know, something at least more interesting than just driving around like this happens. So we will see you in a moment. Welcome back. That did not take long. I'm staring at the village right here in front of us. I kind of came down southwest a little bit. Southeast a little bit. And there was an indication pointing over here, so I just followed it. First the silicone popped up, and then these two popped up. So this couldn't have happened any better. This is the ideal point in the game of finding this village. Maybe more than one, I don't know. One thing that separates this Let's Play from the Iron Man or the Ultimate Iron Man challenge is, well, we can attack anything we want here, and everything is destructible. So, still don't have a fridge yet, so I'm not going to be overly concerned with not just hitting the Y button to turn power off. I don't have intentions yet of taking out these Talon Guardian. However, there are bat-faced dogs. Yeah, those guys. Was it just ham? We fine with taking them out. All three over there? Perfect. 816 points for killing each one of them. We will take that gladly. There should be another one on this side somewhere. Is that it? I don't think so. I think that was a Talon spawner. Was it? Was that the other bat-faced dog spawner? Seemed like it must have been, because I mean they should be coming out to attack us by now if if it wasn't. I don't recall which one of these doors led to the loot crate, because usually I loot them from outside. It looks like it was that way quite a bit. Usually I just loot them from this way. To keep it simple, we will just continue that. Alright, night vision. That'll be quite helpful. Decent starting on some cobalt. Drill 1, we can put that on the, whoops. Did I collect that? No. Put that drill on the hover vessel later. I don't know. The shape of this hover vessel currently is not very conducive much to a mining vehicle. Fuel, loads of good resources. These things are great to break down in the deconstructor, but you know, that's a ways off. So, you see what I mean about how, you know, I'm surprised that I didn't find a pistol. I think I usually find a tier 2 pistol, but I did get some night vision goggles. You know, that and the resources really are the best thing I could have found here, or I did find here. So this is ideal. If it were very much later in the game, that little bit of loot would have not been as exciting. I'll throw that. Well, this is for only storage, so it's really all going to get thrown in there, except for probably the fuel. Put that in the fuel tank, but let's get you making us. Is it 3? 3 more steaks. Where's that meat? Yep, right there. Okay. Y button will turn the power on, and it shows on the compass we still have an indication to the east. So let's go see what that's all about, shall we? So now what we will be looking for, and one thing to keep in mind is, you know, gosh, thank goodness we didn't land in the water. I'm always gonna have an eye out for a place to build a base. I am not too awfully particular about where I build, to a point. I do, now that marker's up north of us, I do prefer the north, because if you look up here, you can see the shadow of the sun. You know, this is, each one of these squares is 500 square meters. So if you consider this as only 1,500 square meters of darkness a day, whereas you go down here, you know, right here at this line you have 0 sun at all in the whole day. So since they've got solar in the game, I do try to take advantage of the sun as much as I can. So I often tend to base up right near this line. Now that is not a requirement. It's just nice. Something oof, is that light? Is that lighting up there? I think we may have found an enemy POI. I don't know that I really want to get caught up in the, oh, it's the unknown helix. Don't remember if that's got, okay, no, I was gonna say I don't remember if that's got guns or not on it, turrets. This building here is really a waste. There's nothing here. Do have another indication to the north, however. So let's just continue on that track. The forest is gonna kill us here with not being able to see anything. have a mobile damaged alien tower. That is also a waste of a point of interest. We're stuck in the middle of the forest. Need to get out of here. At least we don't have any more POI indications dragging us through the forest anymore. Yeah, this thing, especially the damaged one. Oh, you know what? Shoot, like there was a mission for that. Can we still receive credit for it? Solo missions. What is it? Custom tours. Activate. Yeah, we sure can. Excellent. I'll just leave it on this one for a bit. Actually, there's another mission for finding the Talons, isn't there? Right here. But that requires us to kill them, and we don't have strong enough weapons for that just yet. So, just stay where we're at. On the one we are currently on. I need to find a way out of these woods because it makes navigating extremely difficult. Decent sized dust bowl for whatever good those are. I don't know exactly what those are good for. I assume they're more important on a different planet because these temperate planets, they're pretty useless as well. Or maybe perhaps they have plans in the future. Copper deposit, okay. They might do something with those. Oof, big lag spike there, and that would be why. Big old building there in the distance. That, oof, an abandoned mine. Sweet. I love the abandoned buildings. Because they are a great place to get loot. That building right there, though, is probably going to have good turret cover defending it. Found our abandoned building. Well, that building would make a fantastic base, but that's... You know, we are on the hardest difficulty in the game, and we've only been playing for a couple hours, if that. So, expecting to take that thing over in time to turn it into a base anytime soon is probably asking too much. Does this thing not have turrets? I have never dungeon crawled this building. I have seen videos of it being done. It was a mission in the Ultimate Iron Man challenge recently, which sadly I didn't live long enough to get to that point. But, okay, well, it was found. The abandoned mine, I'm trying to, well, really decide if I can manage this currently in a light armor with, you know, all tier 1 weapons. I am going to lay that for now, but I'm going to think about that. So what else could we have that would, what else do we need to improve our chances of, say, that building? Better armor for one. Where would we get better armor? Is better armor available in, like, a crashed capital vessel, for example? I can't say I ever recall finding, you know, like medium armor in a crashed capital vessel. Where are we on the map anyway? Okay, so looks like we're moving around in an easterly fashion. I guess we can just continue that. try to avoid those woods though. We're wide and stable, so I'd rather go up over the mountains than through the woods. There's an indication to our east. What I typically call finding old tank station. That tank station, if it's the POI I'm thinking of, it may have a armor booster or two for us. Oh, flying right over it. Oh, come on, camera. Oh, look at that. That thing just floating off the ground. That is the one I thought it was. Alright, well, let's find a place to park here. This thing is spawned in a really bad spot, really. It's kind of an ugly spot. You hush. Let's go in here and see about getting free loot. Cement. There is a multi-tool. That is perfect. That is why I try not to make one, because like I said, they are a dime a dozen in just about any neutral point of interest. This one should have an armor booster and some mobility boost, and one more right here. Ox boost. Okay, well, at least they're not completely worthless. Anything in this one? I don't recall there being anything. I think that's all this point of interest is good for, to be honest with you. We have an armor locker, so we might as well make use of that real quick. Now we have a multi-tool. So we... Oh, I'll grab those stakes out of there. We come across a irradiated forest, we will have to see about collecting some promethium so we can make fuel for that bad boy. B button, change our view. We were moving west. Oh, trying to avoid the forest though, and that's why. And we're like a turtle. Like that's, I see snow in the distance over there, so that means we're near the South Pole. That would be tundra there, which you guys might not be able to see. That looks like it might be a radiated forest right there. Let's go find out, shall we? Turquoise lights, that's radiated forest. Alright. Let's see if we can just find a... We're getting really lucky so far. Let's see. Oh, there's an assassin. Just go around him. Yeah, there's a promethium right there too. Right where the crosshairs are, up on that little ledge. Where'd that assassin go? He's over there a bit of a ways. Not concerned with attacks at just yet. Don't see anybody making the way towards us. Aha, I got your promethium. Now we can already start making fuel, and we're gonna get on that immediately. Constructor, please. Thank you. Put you in there. Tools. You know what? We don't have it unlocked yet, do we? How are we for points? Tools. Yep. See, didn't unlock it. Oh. How about that? We exactly have the points. Okay, so that was lucky. Let's go back in here. Now we should be able to make it. Right? Right. Takes 10 promethium pellets. That we get 10 promethium pellets out of each ore. Well, how many does this net us? 3 per. So that sounds like we can have 6 total. Eat a little bit of steak. How are we on fuel for this thing? Fill all. That only took 8, so that's not bad. Awesome. If we can find, you know, another 1 or 2, I'm not overly concerned with going in here and doing a major search. I mean, so far I'm already feeling pretty lucky, and I don't feel like I nearly need to. Any reason why we have to push? You know what? I say there's no need to have to push it, but oop. Nice try, game. But at the same time, no reason why we shouldn't push it. There's one right there, and then there. Thought I was hearing spiders. Should make sure we are. Load it up, ready to go. How are we on this one? Yep, that's good to go. P. So now we can 6 more in there and make a few more, huh? That'll give us 12, 15 will be a reasonable start. Compass is showing an indication to the north, so I guess nope. Avoid the rocks. Let's go see what that indication is. Oh, now we have one to the east as well. So we will split that a little bit. Destroyed shelter. Destroyed shelter. I think that one was pretty meh as well. Change our view a little bit here. Oh yeah, I remember this. And I don't recall there being anything. I mean, the antenna right here is probably the most valuable thing here. Unless you wanted to strip it down for, you know, blocks. Got a couple of beds in it. It's fine for a start. Didn't we once upon a time have a second indicator? Fine for a starter base, I suppose. But we happen to find wreckage instead and used to that. There's our other indicator. I'm hearing spiders. Oof, there's. Oh, yep. Got caught up because, oh yeah, there's Zirax right there too. Alright. We don't even have a weapon on this vehicle. I have a shotgun and I have a pistol. How fun would it be to go hunt Zirax on foot? Tier 1. This is hard difficulty. That'd just be, well, basically suicide. We don't have a clone chamber on this vehicle yet. Oh, it looks like we may have found our southern bad place to try and stop. Yep. Okay. And not only that, the game's. Okay, I need to relog my game because my memory is getting. Look at these guys are shooting from, you know, forever away. Well, you know, we're just about out of time anyway. So I think I'm just going to call this an episode here. I'm going to shut down the game, clear up the memory because this game is horrible for that. Probably looks like I should do. See, that happens mostly when your memory's used up. I see all kinds of damage. It's mostly on this side. Let's turn it around. We can see it in the sun. Well, we have no sunlight, but you can see all the little ripples in the machine and all the little blocks. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll call this an episode. I'll fix up the ship, relog the game, and you know, next episode. What are we going to do in the next episode? We are. I guess we are on the hunt for a neutral POI or somewhere where we can get a better armor, because you can't make. The only armor you can make that we can craft is light armor. Everything else has to be found. Yet at the same time, you cannot find light armor. It's really out of balance. We have 0 points available to us. So we need to do some leveling up. Level 5, we got a ways to go. Because nothing good happens at 6. It's level 7. Nothing really fantastic happens at 7 either. Multi-tool tier 2. But, you know, again, the right POIs, and those are... Oh, 7. Sorry, that's 12. Drill turret 2, that's a pretty good one. But, again, large constructor. It's kind of seeming like we need to find a neutral POI. More. I need to get away from those POIs. Zirax spawn about 0.6, 0.7 miles. Those POIs. Well, the daylight didn't last long down here at the south. Excuse me, did it? Yeah, so I can see more buildings over there. Also looks like another radiated forest. Very interesting. Anyway, folks, thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again on the next one. You all have a good night. That's not the stop record button, that's the pause the system sounds button. I did it again.